What is up, guys? It is AJ from MMA Experts, and we are talking about the fight between Dan Hooker and Michael Chandler, UFC 257 this month. I'm super excited to see Chandler's UFC debut. Former Bellator champion has been involved in some of Bellator's best bouts. Probably top 3 best Bellator fighters ever. If you look, his most recent loss in Bellator, that was against Patricio Pitbull. He was knocked out very early in that fight, was able to bounce back, get some good wins, and in his last fight, destroyed Benson Henderson in the first round by knockout. Very hard feat. We don't see Benson Henderson finished really ever, besides against RDA long ago, especially by punches. And the way that Chandler put him out was very impressive. Granted, Benson is older. Look at Dan Hooker, his opponent. Excellent fight against Dustin Poirier. Yes, it was a loss, but honestly, he showed excellent striking skills, great takedown defense, and honestly, his combination punching was amazing. It looked like he had that fight won. The first 2 rounds, I think Hooker had that fight, and then rounds 3, 4, and 5, Dustin Poirier started turning up. He had a bit better cardio, put more pressure on Dan Hooker, and was able to beat him. But this is a huge opportunity against Michael Chandler here. Stylistically, fun matchup. Height advantage, obviously, to Dan Hooker, as well as the reach. He throws a lot of dangerous punches from range, and he also has a very dangerous rear knee that fighters need to watch out for. Chandler likes to shoot for takedowns sometimes, is a good wrestler, but he does like to box, has a lot of power in his punches, has also improved switching his stance to southpaw and landing big strikes. I think it's a very interesting matchup. I think it's competitive for sure. It's only 3 rounds, so we don't get that 5-round fight. I think the 3 rounds plays slightly to the advantage of Dan Hooker. I believe Dan Hooker in the first 2 rounds is one of the most dangerous fighters in the lightweight division. Very, very aggressive. His boxing is very crisp. All the guys at City Kickboxing have excellent striking and also excellent takedown defense. Michael Chandler, being a very good wrestler, I do believe he's going to want to mix in some takedowns here. If he goes with the proper game plan, at least to me, I do think he needs to try to wrestle Dan Hooker. The problem is, can he get Hooker down, especially in the first 2 rounds? I could see the 3rd round, Michael Chandler turning up and starting to control Dan Hooker. But in rounds 1 and 2, I think the combination and range control is going to be very difficult to deal with. Chandler, yes, he's a knockout puncher, but Dan Hooker has a very good chin. We saw the punches he ate against Dustin Poirier. Also an excellent fight against Paul Felder. The only guy that was able to finish him in the lightweight division recently was Edson Barboza. And Barboza's a hellacious striker, one of the most dangerous strikers in UFC history. His kickboxing is second to none, and especially his body attack that he did to Dan Hooker there. I think this fight is close and competitive. Early out on the gates, you have to lean Dan Hooker. The UFC experience is on his side. He's the taller fighter, and honestly, his fight against Dustin Poirier, yes, in a loss, I believe that raised his value in stock. Michael Chandler's competition level has been good, but it's not UFC competition. He hasn't been fighting the best of the best in the UFC. Yes, Patricio Pitbull, recent opponent. Look how quick that fight went. Not saying this fight is going to go like that. That was kind of, not going to say a fluke, but that was a quick knockout loss. And if they fought again, I think the outcome would be different. I still could see Patricio winning the fight, but I don't think necessarily he would be knocked out in the first round. Maybe he would be stopped against Patricio again, but I don't think that easily. I think we have a close fight, and I do believe this fight probably high likelihood of going the distance here. I see a back and forth. I see Hooker controlling range for the early parts of the fight, probably the first 2 rounds. I do think Chandler does mix in some wrestling attack and does land some good strikes of his own. And I even could see potentially Michael Chandler starting to come on strong around round 3. But I think Dan Hooker's range control, his technical kickboxing, and what we've seen from his takedown defense, especially as I mentioned in the first 2 rounds, is going to overwhelm Michael Chandler. And I think that Chandler takes a loss here against Dan Hooker. Stylistically, not the best matchup. And honestly, it will be a disappointing loss because Hooker doesn't have the same name value as if Chandler would have fought Gaethje. Now, if Chandler is able to win, I do like the Justin Gaethje fight. This is a huge opportunity, and Chandler has a legit chance to prove me wrong here. I think Chandler's one of the best fighters in the UFC lightweight division. I still think he has a very exciting UFC future, but this fight against Dan Hooker, stylistically, I don't think it's the right matchup. The boxing of Michael Chandler is good, but the crispness of the Thai style striking that Dan Hooker brings to the table, I think is going to oppose very much so against Michael Chandler. You saw how badly Dustin Poirier was being outstruck by Dan Hooker in those first 2 rounds, and Dustin Poirier is one of the best boxers in the UFC lightweight division. And he takes a good shot, a really good shot, because Dan Hooker was landing everything. I think Chandler can take a good shot as well. He's been put out only that one time, really. He also does have that disappointing loss to Brent Primus, avenge that loss. I think Dan Hooker gets the win here and defeats Michael Chandler. Chandler will lose his debut, but it's not all lost. I think there will be some more exciting fights for him. Let's check out the betting odds at the moment of this bout, because I know Dan Hooker is actually the favorite, which makes sense. You know, a lot of the statistical advantages lean his way. As far as betting odds, minus 165 for Dan Hooker, plus 145 underdog is Michael Chandler. Absolutely, Michael Chandler is a live underdog. But I believe Dan Hooker gets the victory here by a unanimous decision in a can't-miss fight. I think this is an excellent fight. Potentially on that UFC 257 card, this could be fight of the night. This could be one of the best fights of 2021, and it's starting off on one of the early cards in January. I cannot wait to see Chandler's debut. Cannot wait to see Dan Hooker bounce back and hopefully, potentially be victorious here against Michael Chandler. No matter who wins, though, excellent fight. Cannot wait to see it. That is my prediction. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, if you agree, if you disagree, if you have some more predictions you want me to do earlier on before the fights are coming up, you know, because I know these bouts are a couple weeks out, and there's no fights this weekend, unfortunately. I thank you all so much for watching. Like this video, subscribe, follow my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and also, guys, if you want to play some bets on some fights, check out the MyBookie referral link in the description. And until next time, I will see you all in the next video.